6 mistakes that destroy your Star Citizen experience, Noob Edition. This one's simple to fix, but really easy to forget, even by Star Citizen veterans. Before you leave a station or a city, or at least before you leave the Armistice Zone, go ahead and strip off all that weapon and armor selection you've collected or bought. If you don't, and you get killed, not only does it waste the money or time you spend collecting it, it wastes all that time you now gotta put back on more armor, claim your ship, and fly back to recover it from your corpse that's probably still smoking. Save that time and that money, because it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. This is an oldie but goodie for the new guys that still haven't heard it. Run Star Citizen on a mechanical spinny platter drive. You're setting yourself up for a frustrating experience. The load times can be all the way up to 7 minutes to get into the game, and you'll suffer more performance drops compared to running it on the SSD. If you slowly getting your PC on its feet while making incremental upgrades, an SSD is one of the first, if not the first, upgrade you should make to improve your performance. It's also the cheapest, since you could typically find a half terabyte for $50 USD. You could probably download more storage, but I don't know what the price look like on those, so take a look around on Amazon instead. Not joining an org, or at least a Discord with other players, cuts out at least half the experience of the game. Negative effect companies had when they switched to work from home was the loss of collaboration between employees. Diversity and population growth breeds innovation, and in the case of Star Citizen, playing or even just chit-chatting with other players generates new ideas on how to approach things in the game, and also a more focused play session. Sometimes. And like most shared experiences, it also gives you a more fulfilling experience in general. I enjoy my solo time, but the best of times is when we get together as a group to have fun. Star Citizen on the whole seems to swing more toward multiplayer-oriented games, so it's a benefit for you to go out there and make some allies. Test Squadron always has a bajillion folks to run with. You can typically find folks doing something together on the Reddit Discord. Eventually you have to utilize the mute button there for some of the folks you run into. But they there. We have super cool folks in our Discord that eventually transition to our organization. Link to that's in the description. Running with other citizens is also the fastest way to learn and to up your game, so use your resources. Inevitably, you find yourself landed on a location where there's no Armistice Zone to prevent players or NPC pirates from shooting your ship while you're doing your thing on foot. Jump town, cave missions, bunker missions, reclaimer missions, settlements, abandoned outposts, trap houses, aid stations. There's plenty of places where your ship has zero protection from the incoming Your best bet is to turn your engines off, which prevents anybody that's not in your party from cranking up your ship if they make their way inside. Leaving the ship power on and cranking the shields all the way up is your best bet for keeping your ship in one piece while you make your way back to it if somebody happens to attack while you're away. A determined enemy can still blow it up, but it will buy you some time. Not setting your respawn, aka regeneration point, near what you're doing at the moment can be a huge time-consuming mistake. Sometimes what you're doing requires you to jump around the system like a maniac, and so your best bet there is to set your regen point at whatever space station happens to be nearby. You get mollywopped in the cave on Daymar or in space around R-Corp, and it doesn't look like anybody's coming to the rescue. You don't want to have to respawn in Orson, take the train to the spaceport, and make your way through atmosphere before you can even start quantum traveling back to where you croaked at. Not a good look, so take a minute to check in at the nearest space station clinic, at the insurance kiosk, and set your regeneration point there. The best teacher is experience, so avoiding combat missions or player encounters hinders your education. Combat can be intimidating when you're new, but the more you do, the better you'll get, and the less likely you'll panic and do something really disastrous. Engaging in some combat, at least here and there, you'll learn what your ship can and cannot do, how combat works, and when and how best to run, and when to press. You'll learn more by failing than by avoiding. What else would you recommend for new folks to get them on their feet? If you are new, what would you like to see explained? Not sure about either? Check out this vid with more tips. Live Dirty Citizen.